We're back. It seems like only a few weeks ago we hadn't heard of dressage at all, the sport known as horse ballet. It made its way into the American mainstream as Rafalca, the mare co-owned by Romney, gets ready to perform in the London Olympics right now. But if you thought Mitt Romney was interested in the support or the success of Rafalca, think again. Here he was with Brian Williams last night on Nightly News.
Seems to me this completes your Olympic experience. You get to run the games, and now you actually have a horse in the race. What's that going to be like?
Well, it's a big, exciting experience for my wife and for the person that she's worked with, the trainer of the horse who's riding the horse. And obviously it's fun to be part of the Olympics in any way you can be part of them.
When is the event? And for those of us who don't follow the sport, what happens? Are there rounds of competition? Is there just one chance? What happens?
I have to tell you, this is Anne's sport. I'm not even sure which day the sport goes on. She will get the chance to see it. I will not be watching the event. I hope her horse does well.
Well, he seems to be dancing around that horse question, didn't he? Anyway, Dana Milbank's the Washington Post columnist, and Aaron McPike covers the campaign for Real Clear Politics. I think I heard him say there in the middle of all that stuff he was throwing out to try to get this away from him, the horses are excited about this Olympic. I don't know how you read that, but
it must be very exciting for the horses to get this trip across Europe. In fact, the Romneys went to Europe in the first place to import the horses.
Do they fly them or send them by ship? How do you get the horses over there?
I don't know. I think they strap them onto the roof of a ship.
They flew the horses. Now, that is exciting.
Yeah, no, it is. But I think the reason...
We're going to go on a long flight here. This is wild.
No, yeah, but you strap them to the top of the airplane. I think the reason Romney is dancing around the dancing horses is Racalto, if that's how we pronounce the name, is actually potentially more of a threat than Seamus the dog. Because the dog thing was, okay, that showed weirdness, but this shows... Who owns a herd of dancing horses?
This is going to make windsurfing like half ball on a stick in South Philly. I mean, this is so elite. Aaron?
Well, yeah, and he doesn't want to talk about it. He said, I'm not going to be watching it. My wife is. He's not even going to watch it on television. I mean, so it's his wife's problem now. Just like the Bermuda Shell Company that he transferred to his wife the day before he became governor of Massachusetts. He's running away. It's his problem, or it's her problem, not his.
I don't know. Brian Williams asked Romney if, to his experienced eye, London looked ready to host the Olympics.
You know, it's hard to know just how well it will turn out. There are a few things that were disconcerting. The stories about the private security firm not having enough people, the supposed strike of the immigration and customs officials. That obviously is not something which is encouraging.
What are Olympic organizers like hairdressers and political supporters or consultants? They never like anybody else's way of doing it, right? Oh, they're never going to like. Anyway, that reply didn't go over well in the UK. A headline in the Daily Mail asked who invited him. Prime Minister David Cameron countered, we are holding an Olympic Games in one of the busiest, most active, bustling cities anywhere in the world. Of course, it's easier if you hold an Olympic Games in the middle of nowhere. And nowhere, of course, was widely viewed as a dig at Romney's Olympic experience in Salt Lake City. So here he is, battling it out in his first diplomatic experience, his first foray, if you will, into foreign territory, fighting it out with a conservative prime minister. If you can't get along with that guy, who can he get along with, Aaron?
I don't know. You know, the other comment in this interview that was a problem just about the people of London is he said, you know, we know the Olympians, the athletes are ready. We know the volunteers are ready, but we'll have to see if the people of this country can come together and celebrate the Olympics. Yes, so he's questioning the Brits abroad.
Why is Romney? I mean, I said it was like political consultants because they never liked the other political consultant. Is he now saying nobody does it like I did it?
Well, maybe that's what he's thinking, but that's not the thing you're supposed to be doing when you're on your first big foreign foray. The whole world is watching, and so he has this pratfall in this interview with a series of things. First, this awkwardness with the French-sounding name and the German horses, and then the strangeness of insulting the host. He's been spending the day climbing back away from those remarks, and also facing all this heat from the press corps about, well, why is there any foreign policy
Brian
here?
is incredibly civilized in the way he asks these questions. I didn't see any curveballs in there, however. I think he did ask reasonable questions. But Romney cannot do unprepared material. He seems to need his very sharp staff. Well, you cover him, Aaron. He's very good when he has time to prepare a specific answer. I mean, he's pretty good in his speeches. He's pretty good in debates. But when you get him out there at the rope line, or as Brian got him in unfamiliar territory, he doesn't know what to say. I just got off the aircraft.
Apparently.
There's yet another answer in that interview where Brian was asking him about differences of opinion that he has with the NRA, and he couldn't name one. Just like Sarah Palin in 2008 couldn't name Supreme Court justices, she couldn't name publications that she reads, and not to compare Mitt Romney exactly with Sarah Palin, but you've got to be able to answer differences of opinion.
But isn't that consistent, Dana, with his refusal to do anything but buckle to anybody on the right, whether it's the NRA or it's Nordquist or it's anybody, or it's Pat Robertson and his crowd down there in Virginia?
Sure.
Yes. That's his approach.
Whatever you need me to say, that got him through the primary. But, in a way, he is like a dressage horse who follows a routine very carefully. But when he starts to roam free, he's going to have problems.
I think dressage ain't going to sell anyway. Thank you, Dana Milbank. See, I always speak bad English when I'm talking about high-priced sports. Aaron McPike. It's like stickball. Anyway, when we return, let me finish with the real impact of the tragedy in Colorado. You're watching Hardball, the place for politics.